Well, hello. This is chapter 12. This is chapter 12. We are on the home stretch now. The hard part is over for season 1 at least. Yeah, it's going to be a seasonal thing. And this one I'm going to call language. Why? Because, well, as I said in the last episode, if nothing happens this week, I'm going to talk about my grandfathers, and I have already had a few stuff ready about how each of them had their own outlook on life and stuff like that. But stuff did happen. So, if Greek mythology has taught us anything, is that don't tempt fate. It will blow up in your face. But yeah, things happened, and actually, this might be a continuation of that. The whole identity crisis. By the way, the drink today is Buluk syrup and water. And actually, this might be one of the perfect mixes I've done. It's not overly sweet, and it's not watered down either. It doesn't taste like it's going to give me diabetes, but it also doesn't taste like water. It's like a drop of sugar added in it. It's actually a perfect mix. So yeah, I'm actually sort of, my brain is trying to stretch it out as much as possible. I've made this 2 nights ago, but I still haven't finished it. And it's a thing with me. I usually tend to go through this pretty fast. So yeah, a mental block then. There. So, speaking of mental blocks, the thing that happened was, it all started from a comment. Somebody told me that, for those of you who don't know, and I mean, welcome to the show first of all. Listen to the first 11 episodes. There are some good ones and there are some bad ones. Someone told me that, I was saying that for those of you who don't know, I am Iranian. I live in Iran, and English is my second language, which you can see because I mispronounce stuff a lot, and I usually tend to use the wrong verbs or wrong pronouns. My biggest problem is he and she. I usually mix them up when I'm talking fast. So yeah. And somebody told me in Twitter on a direct message, talking to me, a friend of mine, told me that the reason I am usually ignored is the fact that I write in English, and if I write in Persian, I would get more attention. And I have heard this before. I've been fighting about it for a long time. The fact is, I don't like the Persian language. It is my mother's tongue, all of that. Actually, my mother's tongue is Turkish. It's Azeri. My mother is from Tabriz. So yeah, it's not even my mother's tongue. It's my country's tongue. And I don't like it. I always feel constrained in it. It also doesn't help that I tend to live a lot in movies, and at a certain age forward, I learned a lot of the stuff about the world through movies, and those movies were usually English speaking, so I sort of got stuck. Then I started reading in that language, and the fact is, I know a lot of the words in English and a lot of the words in Persian. I don't know how to translate them into each other. So at some point, I think my mind made a conscious choice of, well, you need to pick one, go with English. So yeah, my Twitter is all English, my Instagram is all English, and I've improved, by the way. I was looking at my earlier Instagram post, a ton of issues. Sorry. A ton of issues, a ton of mistakes, a ton of errors. I do still have mistakes and errors, actually. A friend of mine whenever he reads one of my stories, which I write in English, one of the things he does, he just proofreads them for me. He gives me the issues, and I actually really appreciate it. It's the best thing. And so, yeah. If my voice is coming too clear, it's because I moved closer to the microphone. I should have been here all this time. So yeah, it sort of, I've been mocked for it a lot too. Remember a few episodes ago I talked about that fucking writer guy, which I don't really respect anymore. Yeah, when I was he had a gathering stuff, and we would go, and whenever it was in English, he would sort of roll his eyes and leave the room. And I've gotten into fights, if you believe it or not, on this messenger app, Telegram. Yeah, it's groups and stuff, and I've gotten in fights with my university classmates because how I talk in English. I don't remember what the fight was about. I think I talked in English, and then they said, "Why do you think you're talking to a kindergarten? Why are you talking in English?" And I said, "Well, I mean, if it was in kindergarten, it would already be over your level." So I tend to get it. I always say that I'm not passive aggressive, but I do think I am kind of passive aggressive. I am in kind of throwing shade and stuff like that. One of my one of my finest jokes, and I remember I came up with it. I don't remember who was it, but somebody mentioned Max Landis. I think Chronicle. Someone was talking about Chronicle, which for those of you who don't know is a movie. Not the best movie, actually kind of forgettable, very much forgettable, and it's written by Max Landis. And I said the best thing about Max Landis is the fact that at some point he was part of John Landis. I love that joke. That and Cuddly Connolly, which is something I talked about in my Boondock Saints episode, talking about Billy Connolly. He's cuddly, so he's Cuddly Connolly. Anyways, I am derailing the conversation as usual. As you see, I am more happy talking in English. I do speak in Persian on my day-to-day life, but that's more out of a necessity than a choice. Anyways, he told me that comment, and as a joke, I wrote a statement. I should read this statement. I wrote a tweet, basically. It wasn't a statement. Which is, this is a Persian tweet, so I can see if I use Persian language, people will like my tweets more or less. Can you see what gaining approval has done to me? I am a shell of myself. This was the original tweet. And then I put it to Google Translate and for Persian, and then I copied and pasted it as a sort of a joke because, I know how to write in Persian. I have written in Persian, but yeah, that was the joke. I tweeted it, and I was ready for it to, get the usual treatment. Probably a couple of snarky comments, a couple of likes, and then just bury it deep. But we are the architects of our own misfortune. I actually wrote that before, so it actually got overwhelming attention, and it was not pleasant because it meant that all of the times I asked people that I need help, all of the times I asked them that I need a conversation, all of the times I said I'm alone, I'm depressed, please help, they all ignored it because it was in English. So yeah, I mean, I'm stuck here. One of the only solace I have is that one day I I may be able to leave this godforsaken place, leave all of the Persian speaking idiots behind me, and then I don't have to use this language unless I write a Persian character, which I mean, with how much I despise writing Persian dialogue, I doubt it'll happen. But yeah, it's sort of really got under my skin. People who follow me but never interact with me, sort of interacted. Some people literally admitted that, yeah, when you write English, we sort of just jump over them, ignore them, which was not pleasant. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine? First of all, and this is something that people say to me, and it always goes on my nerve. They say, why do you care? I care because I'm a fucking writer, okay? Words are my weapon, words of my career, okay? And when I realized that a lot of people just ignore my words because of the language they're written in, it really makes me angry. Also, yeah, as I said before, I'm unpopular in general, so there is that too. But yeah, I got mad. I got really mad. I wrote another one that I wished that all of these clowns could one day feel as lost and lonely as I feel. I don't regret that. I did get increasingly passive aggressive though. One guy was talking about a website I wrote in, and I left a passive aggressive comment there. Another one of my friends who actually got a bit of success through that website, I called him the lapdog of the editor-in-chief. I said, you're his lapdog, so he sort of brought you up. Which, honestly, I don't regret that either, because I do believe that he's either lying to me about, because when I badmouth the guy, I don't really like that guy. He agrees with me, but whenever he says anything, he's sort of the barking and being the lapdog. So he's either lying to me or lying to him, or it's politics. None of them I will appreciate. So yeah, I did get increasingly passive aggressive. Then I deactivated my Twitter account. I will reactivate it. I put a fucking notice on my phone that I would reactivate it before the 30 days period has passed, because I actually have a lot of stuff written down in there that I need. And Twitter, I use it to learn the news on Jeremy Irons and some movies that I follow, like, or Eric Idle and people I follow, and some friends. They don't talk to me as much as I would love to, so I usually just stalk them on there. So I follow them. I read what is going on in their lives, and yeah, I had the idea, I had the hope that it was the same for me, but apparently no, because I write in English. And as I said, this is a continuation on the whole subject, because I am speaking in English, and I'm from Iran. I'm a Persian speaking guy, so why are you talking in English? And the same thing is probably true for my YouTube videos, which, I mean, they did get more attention than they deserved, knowing how sloppily they were made. And so yeah, but it might be true for that too. The language I chose and the language people expect me to talk are kind of different, as I said. And then at the same day, I guess I can talk about that. I submitted my story that night the world ended, and for new listeners, go back a few episodes. There's actually an episode of the last Thoughts of a Busy Mind name, That Night the World Ended, which I talk about the story. I submitted the story for a magazine and they declined it. And on the same day, so it was kind of, like karma being a bitch, that you chastised people for. Oh my fucking god, there is a car outside, people with speakerphone, all that stuff. Traveling gather, an advent salesman. And, oh, shut the fuck up, mate. And it was sort of, you chastise people for saying that, oh, fuck you, you're talking English. But when you write in English, it's actually that bad. And you're not even that good at writing English. So, and it's one of those things that, you really get under your skin that, okay, I am a man. I already know that I don't like Iran. I don't like Iranian public. A lot of these people are only tolerating me because they think I might be useful to them. And one of the things, if I leave, I'm sure a lot of these people will forget about me, which is a fear of death thing. But next week, I'm going to talk about my grandfathers, probably. Although this week is probably going to be also the week that I do practices for my movie, so there is probably that. I am actually going to work on another project because I haven't done enough of those, and we'll see how it goes. I want to do behind the scene vlogs. Not vlogs, production videos, weird stuff. And 3 minutes left. And yeah, I'm going to film the first one probably today. I will probably not do that, but if it comes, I'll say it here. But next week I'm going to talk about my grandfathers too, because I want to talk about them. They were interesting people in my idea, and if I don't, who is going to? And but yeah, it's sort of, I know I'm a man with no country that I can call my own, but now I realize that, being the dwindling pendulum of just going from place to place, I never really got anything. I have lost my connection to the Persian language to the point that I actually despise writing in it. And I'm not that good of an English writer to the point that I actually be recognized because of it. Though I did submit the story in 2 other places that were free and accepting genre writing short stories, which is a weird combination. By the way, if you are listening to this and you have a way of addressing me, if you don't, leave a comment, send a message. I'll do it now instead of at the end. Send a message to Anchor, but if you know any place that might publish, I don't want to be compensated for it. I don't care if I get paid for it. Just a reputable place that will let you to submit short genre fiction, 5,000 words, and is free. It doesn't have a submission fee. Please give me a shout, tell me, and let me see if I can find a home for this. But yeah, that's it. That was today. That was this week. This week was the week that I got like that. I got increasingly passive aggressive, and I got increasingly more cynical, which is not good because I hate cynicism. I always want to think of myself as an optimist. I am the nice guy, to quote the song that Don Trickles sing. I'm the nice guy. The band says that I'm groovy, a polite guy. But yeah. Apparently, I am alone at that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what will happen. Again, don't forget to listen to this, like, comment, subscribe, and send me a message on Anchor, and I will present it at the beginning of the next episode.